Good day everyone, we are here to enlighten you all about the rights of everyone when it comes in education. It's not just you and I have the right to study. We have indigenous people where they should also expand and be knowledgeable beyond their knowledge, perspectives, and beliefs. Let us appreciate their value as a part of Filipino citizenship. From the video of Pangarap Pwedeng said, pinagkaitan na nga sila ng damit, pagkain at pamumuhay sa mahabang panahon, pati ba naman edukasyon? Sino ang magtuturo sa kanila? Indigenous peoples or IPs in the Philippines have long faced discrimination and lack of access to education. According to Philippine historical narratives, the IPs make up around 10% to 20% of the Philippines' overall population of 102.9 million people. Indigenous learners people tend to have less access and poorer quality of education than other groups. Their education often does not incorporate curricula and teaching methods that recognize their communities, histories, cultures, pedagogies, traditional languages, and traditional knowledge. Indigenous curriculum is the study of indigenous history, culture, and values with the goal of increasing awareness or appreciation of indigenous peoples' life experiences in order to foster a climate of understanding and trust among all peoples.
Here, all the students are from indigenous tribes from around the Philippines. The subjects that we have here are based on the knowledge, needs, and cultural practices of the indigenous peoples.
They have a distinct social, economic, or political systems. They have distinct language, culture, and belief. They are marginalized and discriminated against by the state. They maintain and develop their ancestral environments and system as distinct people. As indigenous people, at individual level and accepted by the community as their member. Historical continuity with pre-colonial and pre-settler society. They are resolver to maintain and reproduce their ancestral environments and systems as distinct people and community.
Know the cultural needs. Indigenous students can avoid direct eye contact to an adult as it is considered rude in Aboriginal culture. Number 2. Don't expect them to underperform. If indigenous students' numbers are low, teachers might ignore Aboriginal students, expect them to deliver low results, or victimize them. Number 3. Relate examples to their environment and community. Teaching indigenous learners needs to convey a relatedness, which is a key feature of Aboriginal worldviews. Number 4. Be aware of a greater sense of autonomy. Indigenous children have been raised to be autonomous individuals with the right to express their needs and opinions and have them taken seriously.
The indigenous peoples, they are citizens of the Philippines. So addressing their needs by way of providing them culture-sensitive education can empower them, and by means of that, they can contribute to the development of this country.
Number 5. Include community spirit. Indigenous students are more used to working for the collective good rather than focusing on individual achievement. Number 6. Don't forget to promote indigenous education. For indigenous students to have a full and productive life, they need to receive an education that enhances and promotes their aboriginality.
Tribal teachers begin teaching by building on the commonplace. We have common experiences, understandings, and human traits that can be used to pose a problem in terms of forms or experiences that are familiar to students. Remember that Learning is a natural instinct and that success in learning something new is tied to human feelings of self-worth. Create a learning environment that flows with this natural current of humans. Enabling successful learning is an essential step in cultivating motivation and enhancing self-confidence in learning. Indigenous teachers practice the art of communicating through language, relationship to social and natural environments, art, play, and ritual. Readiness to learn is considered a basic determinant for the success or failure of a teaching. Indigenous teachers recognize that readiness for learning important things has to be continued and through repetition and the attunement of the student is the teaching. Indigenous teaching facilitates learning how to see how one really is rather than an image manufactured through one's or others' egos. This real perception of self helps the student realize that they are essentially responsible for the barriers to their own learning.